Yes, well-being's pretty natural, not for any overriding belief in well-being, it's a lovely thing from the heart, but just in terms of getting results, getting fiscal results, saving money, changing lives is brilliant, but actually getting people back to work is my focus. And we had a hunch and we had some research, so everything we do is academically validated, that if we improve people's resilience and their well-being, we'd improve their return to work rates. So we've given it a go. We gave it a go with 100 people. Seemed to work in sort of rural Queensland, cane mining area, so having no teeth was a big issue up there. It worked really well, record results. So then we did it with 1,000 people, worked just as well. Actually, we were getting a bit cleverer with it there, a bit more refined, a bit more polished. And this year we'll do 100,000 Australians and Brits will go through it. And yeah, it's not for the love of well-being, certainly not for the love of happiness. We market this as mental toughness, resilience, but it's to save the government money and get people back to work, improve their lives. That's why we do it. We saw with some of Felicia's data on well-being that there was a little bit of an upturn in well-being when the GFC hit the UK, and it's kind of this blitz spirit, this keep calm and carry on sort of resilience kicks in. But you need to really harness that and tell people that, or help. We've learned that resilience is teachable. So teach them how to move forward. The issue with welfare and unemployment and dealing with redundancies is we're doing pretty much the same thing that was done in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s and the 80s. It's really not moved on. The key people that use behavioural science, we've got 40 years of amazing behavioural science, so places like supermarkets and ad agencies. Why do we have soft squidgy things like fruit and veg right at the beginning of a supermarket? So, it's the least practical place. Well, it's because people come in, they see it, it gives them a fresh impression, they end up buying more stuff. Governments and welfare departments haven't been implementing this, so this is a perfect opportunity. Now we're measuring well-being outcomes, hard interventions. We're measuring that there's a massive fiscal benefit. You can turn people around and enable them to brace and cope with the situation, such as huge shutdowns of Holden in Northern Adelaide, so that they can move forward. And that's move forward mentally and sometimes physically as well. People will not move out of an environment they're really comfortable with, it lived in all their life, they've got a support network there, and you're telling them, well, it's shut down here, you're going to have to move. Your whole family, you've lived here all your life, but you need that resilience to be able to move away from the only support network you might have ever known. So that's what we're building, and that's what our hunch and our research and our academically validated data is showing that you can build that in people and make the workforce more flexible, more resilient, more optimistic. The bottom line comes to this: do you want to change, yes or no, or maybe? There's only three possible things if we're trying to change people's behaviours. So you don't have to be over technical about it, but it's being able to work out what you do with people if they do want to change, and if they are resilient or they can move forward, if they don't want to be, or if they're maybes. The don't want to be's, we thought, well, there's not much we can do for you lot, we'll just leave you and we'll work on the people that are really encouraged to try and move forward. So we've worked in areas where there's been large redundancies, in the north of England, for example, with LG Philips. We worked with people in the workplace before they were made redundant, and practical stuff as well, like what you're going to do with your redundancy payment. How can you not fritter that away down the pub or whatever? How can you invest that? And how can you use it for the best way forward? Not to bury your head. Blokes are particularly brilliant at this, at burying their head with issues and not actually facing up to them because they don't want to admit that they need help or they need advice. And weirdly, one of the 7 key components of resilience is reaching out, asking for help. And blokes are particularly bad at this, but you only ask for help when you're pretty strong internally anyway. So, that's what we've been working on. The bottom line, though, is have we got more people back to work? Yes, we've been getting worldwide record uplifts, net uplifts in return to work. So, fingers crossed we'll be able to work here with the people in North Adelaide.